To you live again, once again, from the beautiful island of Maui, Hawaii. This is a Maui fix because I don't know about you, but we all need, in my humble opinion, a moment every single day just to escape from the rigors of reality. And to me, there's no better way to escape the rigors of reality than Maui. Matter of fact, the title of this video is Here Today, Gone Tomorrow. Nope, Here Today, Gone to Maui. I always like how there's so many things that you can say that work with the word Maui. Maui Christmas, just got Maui'd. Here today, gone to Maui. You only live once. So that is my theme for the day, because everyone that's ever moved to Maui, now I know some of you guys were born and raised here. Yes, sir. Gotta love you locals, man. Born and raised. You know, that's like a mantra. It's like it's a birthright. It's something that's important and it's part of the culture. But honestly, there's a lot of people that weren't born and raised here. They came here, right? They came here and they all have a story about how they were here today and then gone to Maui, right? They all have a story, and it's kind of fun to hear their story. Like my story is, I came over here on a business trip with a carry-on, and I never came back home. Literally, I came here on a business trip with a carry-on. I told my wife, I said, honey, wild horses couldn't drag me away from this place. I've arrived. I found the place I want to be for the rest of my life. And pack up the house, pack up the kids. We moved all of our crap into the crawl space. Literally, it's still there to this day. And I never left. I was like, that's it, man. Here today, gone to Maui. Because it's just that amazing. It really is. And the place I'm at right now, Maui Dan. You know the spot. I know you know the spot. Ready, Maui Dan? Here we go. Getting ready to get blown away again. Whoa. Ready? Here we go. Hang on. You can tell. Ooh, there's the sunset in the reflection of that oceanfront home. My goodness, could you imagine calling that place home? But here's the little bay right in front of or next to Alaeloa, however the heck you say it, Maui Dan, I don't know. There's a pool that's right back in there. You can't see it quite, but they have their own little almost private bay right here. And this is loaded with turtles. There's a swell right now, so it doesn't look very snorkelable. And then right over there is that famous cave that you can climb in there, and it's full of turtles. And right now you could actually take a picture of the sunset from inside the cave with about 20 turtles sitting at your feet. And we have a beautiful sunset unfolding as we speak. And Alaeloa, I just like saying it, man, over and over, is a leasehold property. I've got a property for sale in here at the moment. I've got a listing that I was just showing, as a matter of fact. I will put a link in the description if you want to check it out. But you have to remember something very important. If you're contemplating doing anything like coming to Hawaii on a permanent basis, semi-permanent basis, second home, whatever, more than 2 weeks, or if you're just going to come for 2 weeks, here's the message. You only live once. And to tell you the truth, that's one of the ways that I ended up over here. My neighbor was a guy named John Martin. Much aloha to you, John. And he was a real estate agent as well. And every time he had a big year, which is about every year, where would he go? Right here to Maui. And he'd come back and he'd have his mama's fish house shirt on. And one day I made the big mistake of telling my dream someday to live in Hawaii, to live on Maui, man. And I made the mistake of telling him that. So every time I'd be walking down to the post, we have one of those neighborhoods where you have to walk to the post, your post box, you know, your mailbox, community mailbox, you know. It's a standalone single family residence, but you have to walk. So I'm walking through the snow, trudging, you're right, in the wintertime. And every time I'd see John, he'd be across the street, hey, you gonna move to Maui, man? That's how he talked, you know. He's kind of a smoker, I think. I'm like, I don't know. Hey, man, remember this, dude. You only live once, man. You only live once. He said this to me like 100 times. I'm like, John, I know. Woo! Well, they're going to make it on camera right now. I can't believe it. All right, people, here we go. All right, now you can do your woo-woo. Go. I think they're watching the live. Either that or they just randomly woo-wooed me for no reason. Anyway, long story short, here today, gone to Maui. So what's your story? In the comments section, I want to know. How did you end up here? What's your story? If you're here, or if you're coming here, what's your story? How's it going so far? What's holding you back? And do you believe in the sentiment, hey man, you only live once, man. You only live once, man. John, it worked. And I did it. I finally pulled the trigger. And it was not easy. But guess what? Nothing worth having is easy. That's how I look at it. So the sunset's kind of over, right? We saw that happen. Now, don't get me wrong. Still don't know why those people were woo-wooing me. In the comments, are you one of the woo-wooers? The sunset could still blow up. It could get crazy, but I don't know. One thing is for sure is we have a swell that nobody clearly knows about. That's little Makaha over there that there was like one guy at earlier that got the Surfline message. Of course, Surfline is always completely wrong. Don't believe any surf report, published or unpublished. Only believe your local brada that texts you and go, oh, brah, we got waves. But this is a definite little north swell. Coming in. Let's go. Just the smell of salt air is enough to say, sold. But let's take a real quick look around. I do have the one wheel up here waiting. If you haven't heard of Alaeloa, and my gimbal is just like on crack at the moment. Come on, gimbal. I'm gonna have to buy a new one here pretty soon. Okay, hang on a sec. By the way, this, I didn't point this out, but hey, real quick. If you notice, if you ever come here, this is almost like a coastal trail. So it's a Alaeloa, even though these are single family residences, they are condominiumized. So that basically means that you have got access to the entire grounds. You can walk through people's yard, but you can also walk this coastal trail. There's all kinds of park benches and little places you can have coffee in the morning, and it's just this rugged, beautiful coastline right here where you'll never run into another soul. Right, Maui down? But it's a cool coastal trail, which I'm not going to take you on at the moment, but we're going to circle back around to another section of it here in just a moment. But I'm going to show you this listing I've got on the market, and I will put a link in the description after we do the live. After I do the live. Okay, sorry, the wind is just kind of shaking the camera there. All right, so from here you'll get a real good perspective of the pool. Now check this out. You got this pool right here in the belly of the bay. You see that? And there's a little clubhouse kind of up around the corner. Again, sorry for the shaky wind. But that's a nice spot, right? And then there's almost a kind of a cobblestone beach right here. There's not much sand, but you know, you can walk into the water here. And there's so many turtles in this little bay. And then you can paddle out over to the surf break, obviously, but you could also go to the cave. But just lots of turtles here. Maui Dan took me out here a couple times. And the other thing that's really cool is right behind the clubhouse, which you can't see, but there's a massive mango grove. Tons and tons of mango trees on this property. And let me tell you what, you're not going to find a better tasting mango than on West Maui. All right, so here we got the little buddy. He's waiting for us, as always, ready to rock. And we're just going to take a quick little cruise here around Alaeloa. All right, here we go. You only live once, man. So if you're looking at this property and you're thinking to yourself, I don't know, it's a leasehold, it's a lot of money every single month, and blah, blah, blah. Hey, man, you only live once. Last time I checked, you ain't taking none of that money with you. So you might as well just live it up while you got the opportunity. Because look at these grounds. I mean, these massive lawns, just green palm trees, this perfect buttery pavement. All of these homes right here are just oceanfront extravaganza, man. I mean, these people are just waking up to a view like nobody's business. Now, the house that I've got on the market is on this side of the street. So you save, you know, $1.5 million bucks, but you still get a view of the ocean in between the oceanfront houses. So it makes a lot of sense to me. But it's a perfect little enclave. It's like Napili's Puamana, so to speak. But Puamana is, be simple, but these are vacation rentable. So you are able to rent these out, vacation rent, even though they are standalone structures. There are a few duplexes in here where you have, you know, a unit on each side that shares a wall. But the one that I'm selling is a complete standalone structure, so you don't share a wall with anybody. And it's this unit right here. And like I said, I will put a link in the description. The owner's home, so I don't want to interrupt her with a bunch of crazy YouTube people. But of course, my standalone website has got a 3D Matterport. It's got the video, it's got all the pictures. So this is the unit right here that's on the market. 1.8, unit 35. Available for almost immediate occupancy. In about 3 weeks, it will be ready to rock and roll. So here I want to show you the other edge of the trail. So again, because this is all common property, I can just one wheel myself right here in between these two homes. I'll get off right here because it's getting kind of shaky. But check this out. I'm just gonna park the one wheel here. Okay. So now I'm walking in between these two homes, which is totally cool. But now I can make my way down, and that nature trail kind of terminates right in this area right here. And you can kind of see the walking path right in this area. And you can kind of see this guy's ridiculous oceanfront mecca. But real quick, we'll just cruise down here. So just imagine you just woke up in the morning. It's still dark. You got your steaming hot cup of coffee in your hand. You can hear the sound of the waves. You can hear the ocean spray getting ready to lap upon your face. Whales bouncing and jumping and slapping in the water like cannons. And you have your own little personal prayer, yoga, meditation, retreat, whatever it is that you do first thing in the morning. Personally, I just slop down as much caffeine as I possibly can. And then I start praying to God, don't get me wrong. But look at this beautiful, beautiful setting. Of course, that is the island of Molokai. Sunset Alley to the left. And then the island of Lanai. Right there. So what do you think, Maui Dan? Does this look familiar, my friend? I know you've sat out here a million times. First thing in the morning, last thing at night. Matter of fact, there's a gentleman that lives here at Alaeloa that built most of the condos in Kahana. I won't say his name, but he's a nice older gentleman. And, you know, he still owns a bunch of these condos. And so I asked him, I said, hey man, I actually ran into him at the pool the other day while I was doing some photography here. And I said, Mike, man, you can live like in any of these condos that you built, like up and down Kahana. And I'm like, you live here? He goes, oh yeah, I own one of these units here. I'm like, really? I said, well, why is that? He goes, Eric, man, this is one of the lowest density properties in all of West Maui. He goes, the privacy, how quiet it is, it's gated. He just went on. And I thought, that's a real testament, right? Coming from a guy that helped develop many condos and built them on West Maui. This is where he calls home. So it's a real special place. Again, here today, gone to Maui. You only live once. And it's true, right? So true. We have to preciously cherish every single moment that we're on earth. Take advantage of all the opportunities that God puts before us. And for some people, I don't know why, they get to end up in beautiful places like Maui. But there's other places in the world, obviously, that are nice, but they're not as nice as Maui, don't get me wrong. I think this is the #1 destination, personally, on U.S. soil, right? That's super important, right? You want to be on U.S. soil. You never know what's going to happen in Costa Rica or Barbados or whatever, some weird government. Our government's weird enough, man, but those other governments, you don't want to mess with those guys. So thankfully we still have the good old US of A, got our back, very patriotic, and all those wonderful men and women that sacrificed everything for our freedom, for our Bill of Rights, for our Constitution, and that just cannot be understated. We are the beacon of light for the entire world. I truly believe that. And to have a tropical paradise on U.S. soil, I think is just really cool. Yes, there's Florida, but they also have no-see-ums and humidity that could drown a rat. So paradise is right here. So thanks guys for tuning in. I appreciate it. That was fun just to rap, talk, and show you the beauty of Maui, show you the beauty of one of my listings and this beautiful place. I will put a link in the description. I thank you so much for allowing me to share it with you. And thank you, Maui Dan, for being Maui Dan. You're a good friend, and I love you, brother. Until next time, Eric West out. Yes, sir. Where's the button, Dan? I don't know. It's right there. Ah. I have too much fun.